a sneaky suspicion, a sneaky suspicion that they're going to show up late. But nevertheless, what I want to do is I want to show you guys some of the production equipment that we're going to use tomorrow. And I asked, and I think let's do this. I'm going to start with my brief introduction, and then I'll go Kalaya, and then Josh. I want to introduce you guys to each other. So my name is Kevin Clark, and I am the executive director of the Dakar Foundation for the Performing Arts. We've been in business for 30 years as a private foundation. We started out as a public foundation in Oakland, California. We moved to Los Angeles in 2002 so that we can connect more to the film and TV industry. We were in Oakland more as music. There was a burgeoning music industry back in the day. So before you guys were maybe even born, we were doing a lot of stuff in the area of distribution and publishing of music. Our idea was to try to make sure that everybody knew how to become more entrepreneurship in the areas of learning how to create content, meaning the business of it. Okay, it was JP. So the real narrative of Dakar Foundation for the Performing Arts, we're a nonprofit, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And we decided that we wanted to move to LA so that we can get closer to the machine known as Hollywood. TV, film, music, just about every kind of form of media is here. And so we've been here now for a while, and we've made quite a few connections, not just, on the creative side, but on the business side. And so for tomorrow is more of our connection to the business side of the sports media and entertainment world. The UCLA Anderson School of Business is the 5th most prestigious MBA program in the country around sports media entertainment for their MBAs. And so this particular activity tomorrow is one of 2 events that they do to create a way for their MBA programs or MBA candidates to get connection with some of the alumni from UCLA for showrunners, executive producers, C-suite executives who come back and give to the alumni, through the alumni to the not the undergrads, the MBA candidates. And it's not thesis, it's not concept, it's really fact-based learning for the MBA program so that they're able to understand what's coming next in terms of the industry being able to survive itself, specifically meaning that people who are in the areas of C-suite executives, they will be the ones who'll be making the decisions on how things are going. They're going to be the COOs and the chief operating officers, the chief technology officers of tomorrow. And those are the people who are going to be leading the direction for a lot of these corporations, a lot of studios, a lot of production companies. So that's who he's going to be focused on, is those people who are making and calling shots for all the producers, the studios. And then they segue with the unions, the producers guilds, the directors guilds, the writers guilds. But these are the people who are literally really on the side of trying to determine and predict the future of sports media entertainment. So Jay Tucker is the person who has been inviting Dakar Foundation to come to the conferences, 2 conferences every year, maybe for the last 7 years. And before he was at UCLA, he was at USC doing the same thing called Silicon Beach. So we're in a very prestigious room of people who are shot callers, and they'll be very surprised to see people like you guys, especially when you're in the room with cameras, microphones, and willing to interview them. So they'll be very open to being able to give you sound bites about who they are, what they're doing there, and really just how you can actually use your equipment to network with them. So this is your opportunity to really start practicing how to meet folks who are people that you may see on LinkedIn, but you never get a chance to deal with them one-on-one. And this is an opportunity for us to kind of network I call this conference as curriculum, because the curriculum inside of the conference is learning, one, how to be in a room. Well, actually, more importantly, what is a room of this significance, and how to operate inside of that room. Some of you have business cards. Some of you guys have gift of gab. All of that's applicable because these are just human beings and they're very interested in networking with one to another. And it's because you're in the room, you'll have registration badges. They'll see you as a peer. So you have to kind of act like a peer. You're not going to be there as a student or as an intern or as an apprentice. You're going to be there just like everybody else, like you belong. So that's kind of what's going to be the preparation for tomorrow. There's a lot of other things that I want to share with you guys about Dakar and how we got here, but I don't want to stay on the call long. I want to introduce, one of the gentlemen who's going to be kind of what I would believe is one of my train the trainers. He is train the mentees rather. He's been with me for almost maybe a year and a half now as an apprentice. And he is really responsible for, I think, some of the things that are going to happen with you guys in terms of learning how to use some professional equipment and be able to understand how to navigate being in a room as a young person and as a person who's going to try and make sure that you carve out a niche for yourself inside of this experience. And so without further ado, I want to introduce you to Jordan JP. So JP, can you introduce yourself to the folks on the call?
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. As Kevin said, my name is JP. I've been working under him as an apprentice for over the past year and a half with him in Dakar Foundation. And it's honestly, my journey so far has been nothing but excellent. Kevin, I believe, is a great mentor. On top of the many things he's taught me, the most important things that he's been able to show me is how to seek opportunity and how to take it. Right? Whether that be networking, whether that be taking projects, whether that be just getting out there, right? The biggest thing that's always been for Kevin is to try and help us young folks get in the room like he was talking about earlier. Obviously, the room is a significant room where there's a bunch of people where you have the opportunities and chances to network and get to know people, right? That's been my biggest takeaway that I've been working with Kevin, along with trying to captivate and work on my skills as a filmmaker. So nice to meet you, Josh. Nice to meet you, Lucy, Mr. Williams. If you have any questions about what you think you want to expect from working under Kevin or any other questions about my past experience with him, go ahead and feel free to let me know. Nice to meet you, and I can't wait to work with you guys.
Okay. So on that vein of introductions, I'm going to start with Kalaya. Can you introduce yourself? You're muted, Kalaya.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay.
Hello, you guys. My name is Kalaya Broussard, but I do go by Lucy. I go to college currently at Full Sail University. It's in Florida, and I'm currently studying graphic design. This year, my goal is to build up our portfolio, so I can apply what I'm learning in school directly to my clients. And that's a little bit about me. Yeah.
Well, and Kalaya, I want to stretch it out a little bit. We're a short, little team here. Can you tell us a little bit more about, because I know a little bit more about you. What are you currently doing right now to build, because you talked about building your empire. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're doing that? Okay.
Ways that I'm building my empire is for, like, right now I have currently, now 3 clients who one of them, I just built their a productions website for them. They just won, or they were nominated for the NAACP award for the documentary. And then another client, she's a realtor, so I just helped her rebrand her social media. And she's connected to a whole bunch of people in the industry. And then I just recently took on another client, and they would like for me to build their website, logo, and possibly help them brand their social media. So those are ways that I'm building my empire. I'm also, when asked, editing and doing production for them, because I do like to do that. And I'm really into social media, being an influencer or a manager. So those are just some ways that I'm building my empire at the moment. Yes.
Great. Okay, so we're going to go by Lucy, right? Not Kalaya. Lucy?
Yes, Lucy. I prefer Lucy.
Okay, well, why Lucy? That's interesting.
Well,
Is that a middle name or a nickname? Or
it's a nickname, and it's just so much easier because my name is always butchered, and just Lucy.
Okay, all right.
I look like a Lucy too, so it's like easier for people to like, oh, that's Lucy. Her name is Kalaya, but it's Lucy. Yeah.
Right. And Kalaya, where do you live? I mean, because you mentioned Full Sail in Florida, but where do you currently reside?
Oh, okay. So currently I'm in California, Los Angeles.
Okay, but where in Los Angeles? Because we're
Like,
all family here. Yeah, I mean,
South LA, like Figueroa, like close to like Crenshaw.
Okay. Well, yeah, when we're neighbors then. I'm on Crenshaw and Slauson.
Okay, yeah.
Not too far from Brotherhood Crusade.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Lucy. All right, Josh, if you can introduce yourself and, don't have to be short with it. Just tell us a little bit about, who, what, where, why, and how you're going to be, making your mark in the industry.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Joshua Fort. I'm 19 years old. I live in Los Angeles. Uh, my school background, I took a 2-year gap year to pursue my, like entrepreneur in Los Angeles. So I'm going back to school for a business currently. So I'm trying to get like a bachelor's degree, I'm coming from like the Elite to Divide. This is how I met Kevin. I understand like, especially as like a black man, like people are gonna look at you. You need like a bachelor's degree. That's like I'm starting to notice like that's like the common like, hey, like standard, especially in Los Angeles. So going to school will be like my main focus right now. But my entrepreneur, I'm a full-on fashion photographer in Los Angeles. Um, Flying out. I currently have like over like 100 clients I'm willing to work with. Yeah, it's real. It's really it's
Wow.
getting there for sure. It's something that's new. Like the amount of clients, like I'm only on one-man team, so it's like it's really overwhelming. Especially I don't want to check my Instagram inbox, but I for sure want to like, especially get to know, expand. I'm going to Arizona because at one point I thought Los Angeles was like the best city. It is for entertainment, but you have to explore the world. That's how I kind of figure it out, growing up in Los Angeles. I also have a modeling agency I'm building up in the background as well. I want like young models, people, you know, especially like black models, to thrive in the industry. So I feel like create my own, wave of that will, and get exposure as well. So that's kind of like what I've got going on right now, as
Okay,
in like trying to
fantastic.
get my name in the industry.
Right, and Josh, if you can tell us a little bit about Delete the Divide. JP knows a little bit about it, but if you can, with for Lucy and for Michael, tell us a little bit about what you learned and how you came to meet me from Delete the Divide.
So you want to tell me like what about like Delete Divide?
Yeah, what have you learned from the Delete the Divide internship program this far?
Oh, I learned a ton. Like it was probably like one of the best jobs I ever had in my like job career in my life. They're really, really flexible. It's a tech job, so they pay you for like the certifications, and they really push for you to like, okay, like after you get this, apply to different jobs. So I kind of see this as like a catalyst to like boost your career and get to the next level. So like, and it also offers you a lot of freedom and flexibility. Like you get to choose your own schedule. You just have to meet a certain requirement of like hours working in person and remote. So like other than that, like this is probably like one of the most dream jobs I ever had. Like, and I have time to focus on my business and school. And right now I'm currently at work. I work in a library. So it's pretty dope that, given the opportunity to work in tech, like it's a very like hard field if you don't have experience or like some type of like, you know, connections. I figure like this is probably like the best opportunity, especially in like Los Angeles. Like,
Fantastic. Okay. That gives us a little bit of a snapshot of both you guys. I'm going to introduce you now to a gentleman who has been really involved with getting young people and old people too connected with what I believe my reason for being a organization such as an apprenticeship program is about, which is placement. There's a lot of workforce training and development and ships, meaning internships and apprenticeships and mentorship. But at the end of the day, I think all of us are here to try to get an economic opportunity. to get paid, working for someone or finding clients that are going to be paying you so that you actually understand, again, just not only economics, but how that's going to be able to help you get to all of your goals. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Mike Williams. Mike, if you can just share with the young people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I just put a message in. I was about to log off, but you caught me at the right time. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm proud of everyone. I'm really appreciative of you all as well. What I do at my company is MAW Partners, and to sum it up, I connect youth and young adults to reach.
Okay, Mike, you got muted there some kind of way. Okay, Mike. Okay, let me put this in the chat then.
I'll leave my email in the
Mike,
chat as well.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Mike, for the last 30 seconds, bro, you were muted. We didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, because looked like somebody was calling in. But I don't know where I left off, but I connect youth and young adults to resources,
Okay.
and I'm here to help guide you or assist you in any way possible. And I help develop partnerships. So if we need to customize whatever resource that you need, I'll assist in that way. So I'm just here, and whatever information I have, I'll share it with you so that you could continue to build your empire. Young lady was talking about building the empire. Hey, that's what I'm here for. So just connecting you all to resources.
Right. And I'm going to give a little bit more background on Mike. So Mike was instrumental in helping us get our apprenticeship program for the state of California. We needed a letter of agreement between our organization and a community college. And at the time, Mike was at LA Pierce. And Mike was instrumental in getting the dean. Was it the dean? Mike?
The dean, right.
Yeah, getting the dean to believe in what we were trying to achieve and to signing that letter of agreement so that the governor's office could get us approved for that last mile of being an apprenticeship program. And essentially what we're supposed to be doing is making sure that all of the things that you guys are learning in the field, on the job training, is stuff that could actually apply to any student that's going to a community college. And at this particular time, it was supposed to be at LA Pierce College. That's kind of disjointed right now, and we're going to probably pick that back up. But for the people who are really looking to try and figure out how to align all of your course curriculum and I have some type of articulation so that it could maybe transfer over, that's something we want to explore because I do realize the importance of getting a BA or BS. We want everybody to still make sure that they have that in their back pocket in their resume as having a bachelor's, at the minimum, having a bachelor's to continue, on getting all of the things that you deserve. We call it our fair market value. You have to set your fair market value based on the standards that you have for yourself. And Josh, as you said, I think a lot of people give you a little bit more credibility sometimes when you have a bachelor's. And I believe that's true. But I have a bachelor's of arts from San Jose State University. And it didn't help me get to where I am. But it did give me a sense of self-achievement, and as well as again, it gave me a chance to really be able to understand how to be able to network as an alumni of San Jose State University. So I do believe that that's something we can help you with in terms of making sure that you stay on course with your academics. We want to make sure that it happens. We don't want to get in the way of, making, anything more difficult for you or your instructors. So that is very key for us to figure out your work hours or your class hours and all of the things we can do to make sure we don't put opportunities in front of you that conflict with your class schedule. So the majority of the things that we're going to be trying to do are going to be on Fridays or Saturdays. There's very few instruction. I don't know about you, Lucy. Do you guys have instruction? You have instruction, I guess, is more flexible for you. It's online, right? Yeah. Josh, when you go to school, did you have any instruction on Fridays? Or is that something that you think of as a, because on the community colleges, I don't believe they have instruction on Fridays.
No instruction. My classes are like self-paced like classes, so like kind of like anytime. So weekends really work for me, actually.
Okay, good. Yeah, because the next opportunity after tomorrow is on Saturday, March 16th. We'll be at Kevin Hart's production facility. Mike knows about that facility. You know, at the time when he was at LA Pierce, we were trying to bring a pipeline of students from LA Pierce to work for Heartbeat Studios. A lot of things happened, COVID happened, and you know, we never got that off the ground. But we're going to be doing a series of capture of workshops at Kevin Hart's facility. And the general manager over there, he's looking for talent. We're always looking for people that are looking to network with places and people and things that they may have never seen or will never see unless they're introduced to them. So Kevin Hart's facility is in the Valley. It's in Canoga Park. But he's got 2 sound stages that are huge. He's got a broadcast facility where he does his podcast. He's got sound stages where he does 2 or 3 different TV programs. It's one of the most impressive facilities in the whole, you know, Hollywood scenario. And he built these studios really for his friends and family to be able to use his production facilities to do original programming for. So they're going to let us again capture on maybe a monthly basis a workshop there. The actual event will be set inside of a set that has a kitchen and a living room, and it's really impressive. I mean, again, I think you guys will be able to understand that this is where you get a chance to see people who are really willing to help you. Not only help you, but to try to pull all the talent out of you, because I'm going to introduce you to them as talent, as raw talent. Even though you guys maybe have more talent than they know, we have to sometimes humble ourselves to meet these people, because they're going to look at you as folks that, you know, they can actually potentially mentor. Does that sound like something you guys want to participate in? Okay. And then the most important thing for getting ready for tomorrow, I'm going to put this other little screen on, because I want to show you some of the equipment that we're going to try to use for tomorrow. So Josh, can you tell JP what kind of cameras you have again? Because I didn't know if you had anything. JP, are you able to listen? Just kind of use your voice if you can, because I'm going to have you and Josh think up on what kind of hardware he's going to be able to bring tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries. I've been listening this whole time. I just have my camera
okay.
off because I'm getting ready for work. But I have my phone with me. Don't worry, I'm listening.
So Josh, tell me about your camera packages that you use.
For photography, I have an A7 III. It's not in the best condition because I use it for like 2 years. So like, but I do have a brand new like FX30 Sony that's like really ready to use. I also carry a 24-70 2.8 G Master, and that's really about it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
cool.
impressive.
We got a Sony guy in here.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty impressive, man. All right. And okay, so for post-production, Lucy, do you edit? Oh, you're on mute.
Yes, I edit.
Okay, what software program do you use for editing?
Sometimes I use CapCut, sometimes I use InShot, sometimes I use iMovie. It just really depends. I don't know how to use Final Cut Pro though.
You said you do not know how to use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, Final Cut Pro, yeah.
Okay. Well, are you interested in learning how to use
Yes.
it and get proficient in that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good. Josh, what about you, editing?
I actually used to be like a legit editor, like music videos, heavy duty, like not the bad, but like Adobe After Effects. I stopped for a bit because it was really like too much at a certain point. So like I do know how to edit. Really in the Adobe niche for sure. But I do use like CapCut. I feel like CapCut's really like new and great, you know.
Oh, okay. I'm not up on that. Okay. JP, are you up on CapCut?
Me? CapCut? No, I don't use CapCut. I'm kind of more like Josh, more with the Adobe suite. Yeah, I feel you definitely, Josh. Like with editing, editing's fun, but it definitely does take a lot out of you. It's a lot,
Yeah.
very time consuming. That's why, like when I used to do a lot of freelance videography, some of my projects, depending on how long they were, would take me a couple of days just to edit like a short 3 to 5 minute video. So that's why I took a break from videography and kind of just been focusing on working with Kevin because he has his own guy that I actually do editing. But
Right.
definitely we need help on a little bit of editing ourselves. But yeah,
Right.
I'm unable to do it right now, so that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. And so this is important. Your guys' willingness to learn it and to get proficient in it is really important because our apprenticeship program, we got our registration for being an apprenticeship program as a digital media editing certification. So really what, most people know how to do is they know how to shoot, in light and sound. But the thing that we believe is going to give people that separation from a lot of folks in the industry is being able to edit. If you can learn how to do all those and then editing them at the as a exclamation point, you will separate yourself from all the other candidates out there who are trying to figure out what's next, what's happening. And there's other things that you'll be able to use that for, is being able to manipulate software, because we're going to be really very focused on software and exposing you guys to that. How many of you guys are using generative AI for any of your content right now? Josh, are you using it? What software are you using? ChatGPT? What are you using
Yeah,
for your?
ChatGPT. I pay for like the $20 package because really because they have like a thing called Dolly, and I use it like to create like flyers and stuff. It's really amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like some of the stuff is like mind blowing, and I'm like, and then some. I played around with a little bit while editing. It's especially like podcasts and stuff. Like they have like certain softwares like it's like they can edit like a 20-minute video. It won't be the best, but a few years from now, it'll probably be like the best thing that can happen for like content creators for sure.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And Lucy, how about you? Any experience with ChatGPT or generative
Yeah,
AI
I
programming?
use ChatGPT. But I use it for like content creation with my clients to
Mhm.
help me come up with like their schedule. That's really all I use it for.
Okay. Is anybody afraid of being exposed to all the different things that it can do to enhance your content creative abilities? When I say afraid, are you open to using more tools?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you, because what's happening is that there's some people that we're going to even meet tomorrow. And I'm not gonna hold you on this. There's a program called the UCLA STEAM Engine. It has nothing to do with the UCLA Anderson School of Business, Media, Sports, Entertainment, but it's the undergrad division of UCLA Theater and Film Department. There's a gentleman that's going to come over for lunch tomorrow and meet us from 12:30 to 1:30. His name is Jeff Burke, and he has a consortium of institutions at Arizona State University, at USC, UCLA, and MIT who are working on all the areas of advanced manufacturing using XR, AI, and quantum computing to create content. And they are sponsored by the National Science Foundation. And they're going to be connecting with HBCUs and other institutions to try and create ways for underserved communities to learn advanced manufacturing. And that's being able to render anything, 3D printing, anything that you can imagine that's going to be next generation in terms of manufacturing. Things that media will help to produce more outcomes. So National Science Foundation is real, and it's really something that I want to be able to make sure that you guys are prepared for it, because we've met some folks from Microsoft. Microsoft has some very powerful tools, and we've been having conference calls with Microsoft, their black belt, or Azure black belt division, as well as some technologists from other companies who are using generative AI, next level generative AI, to create ways to conserve and preserve storytelling called StoryFile, where they use like 700 cameras to capture people so that they can, create a way for that person's story to be preserved for future generations of people to talk to that avatar. It's a real person. It's basically, they create a hologram that looks so realistic that it answers, and basically it's just like something that's crazy. But we're integrating all that into something that we're going to produce called Digital Mentor. So we submitted a package to the National Science Foundation UCLA STEAM Engine so that we can actually figure out, one, if we can collaborate on something that can make it into the UCLA STEAM Engine, but do a workshop on it using all these different technologies. So it's going to be a way for you guys to understand what's next. And there's very few people like us that look like us will be in this room. So that's kind of where I really appreciate you guys being able to be open, because the new Hollywood that's coming, it's going to take people who are going to be brave enough to say that they want to learn, and they're not afraid to learn about things that may replace you and I. But, as we've learned, it's better to find your own replacement than have somebody replace you yourself. So that's what we're going to be trying to integrate into all this experience. So for tomorrow, is there anybody that needs transportation or help with transportation? Okay, so all right, so offline, I will get your address and I can pick you up. But we're gonna have to get there super early. This conference starts literally at 9 o'clock, but all the attendees will be arriving at about 8:45. That means we need to be there at 8 o'clock. So Josh, where do you live?
I'm in Gardena. I have my own transportation. It's because like right after at like 6, I have like a photo shoot in Torrance. Like, so I have to get like right on the other side of the city. My only question is like, where's like parking? Like, I know you said it's
Okay.
like a huge
All right,
campus.
I will text you information about that, and if there is any parking to be paid, I got that. But so I'm really concerned about this, Josh. So can you make it there by 8 o'clock?
Yeah, I can make it for
Oh,
sure.
okay. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
So
like
yeah.
when,
So
like
so
5:30
if we can
hits.
do this, this is our opportunity. If we can get there, I say 8 o'clock, but really like 7:45, which means we should try to shoot for 7:30, because Friday in LA, traffic,
Yeah,
crazy,
crazy.
super
I get
crazy.
there at 6, I think, if I can.
Yeah. So JP, I think, is going to come and sleep on my couch so that he can get here super early and leave together, because traffic is going to be super crazy for us. So I'm going to. So you still come swinging by JP, or are you going to try to?
Yeah, I'm gonna come over. I get off work at midnight, so I'll just text you or call you when I'm on my way.
Yeah, and by the way, JP's he's an EMT, or is it EMS or EMT?
EMT. I'm an EMT. I work on an ambulance.
Right, and JP's 21, so
22.
22. So he started when he was 20. Well, you started 20 as an EMT.
Yeah, I've been an EMT for about 1.5 years now, or just a little bit. No, sorry, 2.5 years now.
Yeah, he's got a great story. And so tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll have all the logistics for parking. I will text you, Josh, for parking. But I want to be able to see if we can check in about 7:30 on the cell phone, so we know exactly where you are. Because at 8 o'clock, that's when Jay Tucker will be there, and I want to introduce you to him as a group by 8 o'clock. I have a couple other people who couldn't make the Zoom call will be there, but I want to introduce you to him as a group. Now, JP's had some experience in what we're trying to do with him. We're going to try to really do a point of view capture of a lot of the things that he's going to do to orchestrate the whole day. So from 8 o'clock, he's going to be there from 8 to 5. I think we're going to only really concentrate from 8 to 2. But we're really going to try and have the ability to look over his shoulder, point of view of all the things he does to produce this panel, produce this workshop, produce this conference, because we're going to stitch this stuff together as a documentary on Jay Tucker. So, you know, he's a very prominent person. As again, you know, we know last year he had the CEO and chairman of NBC Universal as his keynote and awardee. This year it's Ted Sorensen from Netflix. But prior years he had Deborah Lee from BET. He had Ice Cube. He's had Jerry. He's had all these luminaries that come because that's what kind of love he's getting from the industry. So I want him to meet you guys because he's gonna be super busy. But when he's being super busy, I want to follow him to see what it is he's doing. The other panels and workshops, not as important. It's him, it's Jay Tucker. And we tried to do that last year at the sports event. And it's tough because this man's moving around. So literally, if we were doing a kind of an unscripted reality show of seeing what this man does to orchestrate all this stuff, it's like putting on a 3-ring circus. So that's the assignment. It's putting Jay, you know, kind of in a blender and seeing all the different things that happen with him. Okay. So, so Josh, as far as equipment, what can you bring tomorrow? So you don't have to bring the photography camera. Can you bring your FX30?
Yeah, I can bring my FX30. I probably want to bring like one battery because I'll be
What kind
doing
of batteries do you use?
there's just Sony batteries, so like they're rechargeable. So like
Okay.
if anything,
Okay.
like I can do that.
Okay. What kind of cards, capture cards? Do you have enough cards, capture cards?
Probably it depends. What are we like? How long? Because it's probably enough.
Well,
Not enough.
okay, if you've got enough cards, because that's the most important thing is that, you know, we've been able to have the batteries, everything going, and our cards are filled up. We don't want to erase our
Yeah,
stuff. So make sure your cards are ready to go so we have enough stuff on your card.
yeah. If you do have a extra capture card,
I will bring an extra capture card for you. I will do my best. I will make it happen. I'll have a capture
yeah,
card.
because handing off the footage, like at the end of the day, and then you have all the footage for the use, because sending it over would probably be an issue as well. Since I don't do video anymore, because all that
Right.
gigabyte 4K.
I'll bring a card that you can just drop off to us. Because my editor, he's graduated from Cal State Northridge. His name is Damone. He couldn't make it on the call. He had a class this morning. So, you know, I'll get it to him. And JT uses a Canon. He's got a gimbal.
Okay.
So, yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this ported cable mic to JP's camera. I've got a DSLR a Lumix Panasonic camera, which I'm going to use just to do some B-roll to really make sure that I capture you guys capturing Jay Tucker. So I'm going to be doing a lot of B-roll. And then Lucy, question: have you ever done any man or women on the scene interviews?
Not to that magnitude, but yes.
Okay, because you're an influencer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you can step up and be able to ask a couple of questions? I can send you some things about Jay, his bio, so that you can have a better understanding of what we're trying to get him to talk to us about, because we're really looking for him to give us sound bites. Hey, we're going over here now to this stage, because there's going to be like 3 or 4 different stages going on. He has different things going on simultaneously. So what I want you to be really thinking about is being able to connect with JP's camera, with the microphone and the cable, and being able to see if we can get sound bites from Jay or anybody else that he wants you to talk to. He may say, hey, talk to the CEO from Netflix to say hello, just to get, you know, some sound bites. Whatever it is that Jay points us to, that's why it's unscripted. He will direct us as to what it is that he thinks that we should be pointing the camera to, either him or something that will be highlighting how the conference goes. And so you and JP been working together. And Josh, if you can, what I want to do is see if you can then pick up. And I'll probably have a shot sheet of things that I think I'd like to see happen. And I had some other stuff that I was going to talk to you about, but I think we're good. You know, we've been on the phone call for about 50 something minutes now. So
Okay.
questions, suggestions, or comments right now before we break?
Am I under representation of like my company Delete the Divide? Like, do I have to bring this uniform, or do I just what's like
No,
the
okay. So,
topic?
good. Great question to ask. I want to get everybody, if you can, wear black pants and a black shirt and tennis shoes,
Okay.
because there's another production crew that's there to pretty much stream the event live, and then they do some capture. I've never really seen any of their stuff, but they actually wear all black. And I think that their stuff is I think they have an embroidery on their polo shirt. But for us, it's going to be a little cold tomorrow. I'm told it's going to be cold. So if you have a black long sleeve shirt, black jeans, or black slacks, black tennis shoes, that would be what I'd like to get close to. Get as close as you can to that, so we can all be as uniform as possible. You'll all have your lanyards. You'll have registration badges. Okay. Anything else I can think of? No. So, but so Lucy will be with me. JP will be following me, and Josh just hit us at 7:30, you know, to let us know where you are, so that we can all, you know, be close. And then there's going to be a couple of people that I'm going to be bringing, so you guys will be meeting them at some point during the conference. Besides the guy Jeff Burke from UCLA Steam Engine for Lunch, there'll be one or two other people who want to see who you guys are. And these are people who will help you guys as apprentices get connected to resources, either dollars, wraparound services. It could be anything from transportation script to all the other things that will help you guys stay connected to workforce. So that's what it is that I want to have done. So any questions, suggestions, or comments before we break?
Like you said, so bring my FX30, some batteries, and then
And I got the capture card. I'll bring a capture
yes,
card. I'll bring along.
and then you'll have like microphones and stuff.
Okay, so what
Or do you
microphones
do it raw?
Okay, so what microphones do you need? Because I don't have a lot of stuff, but what do you think you need in terms of you need a shotgun or
Yeah, just
boom mic?
anything with like I don't know if my Rode I haven't used it in a minute, but it could work, but I bring an extra microphone for Sony if possible. I have to see if it works.
Okay, I've got an extra mic. So I have you have an XX30. I have an older FX100 and a microphone to connect to that with XLR. Is it XLR?
Yeah, it's excellent.
Okay, so I will bring the microphone for my FX100.
Okay.
It's an old Sony film camera. So I'm not going to bring that one. So I will just bring the microphone. So cool. So I got that and capture card. And that's about it. JP, did I miss anything? Okay. And we're going to have lunch. So, you know, you guys, there'll be breakfast stuff there. They serve top tier lunch. So we'll have a top tier lunch.
What time is it? What time is it until again, Kevin?
Okay, to repeat that, you broke up.
Until what time is the event over?
I would say like last year, and then the years with the sports thing. I mean, by 2 o'clock, man, I'm out of it. I mean, because there's going to be stuff going on to 5, and they have like a little after event, whatever. But I think by that time we will have gotten everything we need to get. You know, the majority of everything is going to be in the morning time. The keynote speaker is from just before lunch, from 11 to 12. From the CEOs. So I'd say after lunch we can possibly break up everything and get out of there. That's what we normally do by 2. Okay. All right. And so Lucy, you and I will talk about. I'll be picking you up, but also I'm going to give you some bio information and some video clips of what we've shot on Jay Tucker, so that we give a little bit of understanding who this guy is to us as an organization, and really what it is that we're trying to give him his flowers, because he does all this stuff and nobody really knows everything this dude does. It's crazy. So we're just trying to give him as a documentary something that we can show him, you know, some love, because I think at some point, you know, he will help everybody if he knows what kind of talent you guys have and what kind of will you guys have. So that's really what the goal is, you know. Okay, guys. All right. So Lucy, I'll hit you right after this, and I'll see everybody else tomorrow morning. Okay.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.